Welcome back to Gaming Wildlife. Last week we showed you all the footage we got from Planet Comic-Con. This week, the director and I show you all the different people over at Naka Kon in Overland Park. You appear to be some kind of weird frog thing in a suit. Well, I mean, the suit looks good on you, I have to say. It's just a frog thing in the suit. Well, what is your character name?
Alice Trancy.
Alice Trancy. And what show is that from?
Black Butler Season 2.
Nice. So, are you a bit of a gamer at all?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How would you describe yourself? Like, what kind of games do you like to play?
Mostly RPG and adventure games, such as Fallout 3. That's probably my favorite.
Can you give us an idea into your personality while you're a gamer?
I'm very quirky and I probably get a lot louder than normal. And very excitable, kind of pushing around if I'm playing with other people.
Well, we're here with Ashley Graham from Resident Evil 4. How are you?
I'm good.
What would you say is your favorite game?
Resident Evil 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think we're going to find many people like that. I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil 2.
Really?
Yes.
It's one of my favorites.
So what kind of games do you typically like to play?
I obviously survival horror, but I'm more of a Capcom gamer. So all of my favorite games are usually in the Capcom area. So Devil May Cry and Resident Evil. I also like Metal Gear, but that's.
So you're usually a fan of really awful dialogue, then?
Yes, I am actually. Leon's one-liners are what makes the game for me.
No thanks, bro. I hate it's. I forgot that. All right, so what would you say is your personality type when you're playing video games?
Serious? Like I'm always on point. Like I try to do, I don't know, good.
You're a very serious gamer. We are here with
Rie.
And who are you dressed as right now?
I am Yuna, Summoner Yuna from Final Fantasy X.
And also Final Fantasy X too.
No, 10-2 she looks a little different. Games that I get to play a character and watch him or her grow and just kind of learn about the storyline and the worldview, different worldview. So Final Fantasy is one of my favorite series, and I also like a lot of the Xenosaga type of game, and then Chrono Trigger is one of my favorites. Anything. I also do a lot of online gaming.
You're also part of a group called D20. Can you tell us about that at all?
Mm-hmm. The D20 Girls, it's a not-for-profit organization that aims to empower women in the nerd industry, kind of the nerd community. It's a group of girls that we have our different interests, our different fandoms, but we all get together and we work conventions. We kind of fight the stereotypic booth babe stereotypes. So to let the real nerdy girls go into the convention era and kind of raise awareness of what we like and who we are.
Is there a website that people can find stuff like that on?
Yes, you can Facebook or just simply Google D20 Girls. So it's D20, the number, and then GIRLS. And then you can find us on the Facebook page, and we have a big chapter here in Kansas and Missouri, and then we have a lot of chapters in different states too. The Carolina girls have a giant group. So
I feel very uneasy for some reason. Like I'm feeling a lot of static within the air. I can't exactly figure out why. What do you think that could be? So we're here with more of these so-called gamers, and who are you dressed up as?
Austin for Sword Art Online.
Austino from Sword Art Online. And who are you?
And I am Kirito from the same series.
Sword Art Online. So that's some sort of a series of some kind, some sort of animation style.
Yeah. But what's interesting, it is actually an animation that's based off a possible virtual reality massive MMORPG that could happen within the next 10 or so years, though.
Ah, fascinating. So it is both a video game anime and an anime about video games.
Yes.
Pretty much, I would say so, exactly.
So are you two gamers yourselves?
Yep.
Yes, we are both indeed.
All right. Well, what is your gamer personality, if I may ask?
I'm bloody.
What? Okay. If hey, that works, obviously.
Basically, what I do is I use fighting games. I use first-person shooter. I do about anything and everything,
As long as it's violent.
even the non-violent.
Yeah.
So you will figure out a way to make a non-violent game violent.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what about you? What would you say is your gamer personality type?
I am more the combination of casual, but then I also like the role-playing games, some driving games, and sometimes the good platformer and a little bit of action as well.
And how would you say your personalities help influence the video games that you play?
Actually, it's made me a lot more better person.
And it's also given me a lot of chance to keep focus and just enjoy life in general, though.
So, I've never met either of you before. I have no idea who you people are. So, what's your names?
Ariel.
Josh?
These are Ariel and Josh. And who are you dressed up as?
I am Captain Marvelous from Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger.
I'm Gogo from Final Fantasy VI.
All right. So, you're both gamers, I assume.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Tell me, what kind of games do you guys like to play? What is your personality when playing these video games?
Video games. Mostly I like RPGs. I'm playing through Reckoning right now.
Right.
RPGs and platformers, mostly things that aren't 3D graphics. I like 16-bit stuff a lot.
Now, do you guys also like other types of games that aren't necessarily video games?
Yes, very much. I love board games. I have a huge collection. Things like Carcassonne, Dominion. We just got Ticket to Ride. That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, along with joining her on her board game nights, we also do pencil and paper role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons and 7th Sea and lots of other things.
So, random question for you. Have you had any random encounters around here? Any monsters that you've had to fight off?
Oh, so far I've just got here. I need to gain some experience before I'm qualified for the next zone, though.
All right, what level are you at right now?
6.
6, level 6. All right.
Just getting started.
Just getting started. Any attacks that we should be aware of in case, we don't want you to fire Aga on our camera, obviously.
Not unless anyone around me does it.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Final Fantasy VI, so I wouldn't know what kind of character traits you have. All right, I would ask you questions about your character, but I don't know anything about your character. So tell me, who are you cosplaying? What are they like about and stuff?
The Japanese Pirate Power Rangers. I am the Red Ranger.
Did you say Japanese pirate Power Rangers?
Yes.
Okay, and is that what that sword is as well?
The sword is actually from the American line. It just started airing in America February. It's actually not half bad. Not as good as the Japanese, but whatever.
All right, so we're here with Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney. Edgeworth, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I've got Gumshoe with me. He's useless. I've docked his pay again, but he is with me. So
I hear you have recently been promoted to chief prosecutor. Is that correct?
yes, it is. It is correct.
All right. Have you had any major cases recently that you're willing to talk about?
Yes, I have actually. And there's a new prosecutor on the force. His name is Simon Blackwell. But he's kind of weird. He has like a bird on his shoulder. It's very weird. And
Simon Blackwell, wasn't he persecuted 7 years ago for killing someone?
I've heard about that, but I'm not really sure yet. I haven't spoken to Wright about it either. So I'm sure he would know. He knows all these things.
So, what would you say is your personality type when you play video games?
I love games that are challenging. I love RPGs and puzzle games and platforms are my 3 favorites. My favorite video game is Earthbound.
Ah. So you like to kill a lot of monsters then?
I do love to kill monsters.
Okay, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to place you under arrest. Detective, I'm sorry, you're going to have to arrest this woman.
No!
This man. I apologize.
Arrest me? You're my underling.
We're here with Link and...
Link.
Link, okay, good. So gentlemen, okay, so is there ever a battle over rupees? Like, who usually gets more rupees than anyone else?
This guy right here.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm the boss man.
Oh, okay. So you're the boss man?
Yes.
Not the one who is on the cover of every other video game?
No.
No, okay. Where's Purple Link?
We pushed him off a cliff.
You bastards. Why would you do that?
Because he tried to take my place as leader, so I was like, Sparta.
I still want to argue that Green Link should be leader, don't you think?
Not
right.
since I came into the picture.
All right, so am I speaking to, like, are you guys the Links from Ocarina of Time? Are you the Four Swords Links?
We were going to be the 4 swords, but like I said, we pushed Purple off a cliff.
Which is so mean, so horribly mean. All right, well, speaking to you as actual gamers, what are your actual names?
Corey.
David.
Jason.
Corey, David, and Jason, thank you for talking with us. One thing that we like to do is we like to look at gamers' personality types. So, gentlemen, what kind of personalities do you usually, what are your personalities when playing video games?
Hardcore.
He's hyper aggressive.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't typically play like first-person shooters, so I don't get like super aggressive. But mainly I like to hold conversations with the guys that I'm playing with whenever I'm online. We like to just sit around and chat, whether we're actually playing together or not.
Okay, so where is your Master Sword?
It got confiscated.
How is that? But they can't confiscate the Master Sword. It's a magical sword of ultimate power. I don't know.
Well, you see, when he was the leader and then I showed up, I kicked his butt in one-on-one combat. Now he's not allowed to use the sword anymore.
I just kind of defend things.
You can actually...
He just runs up and punches things.
There's a hierarchy amongst the Links, and you can actually lose your sword. How bad do you have to mess up where you can't have the Master Sword anymore?
Well, I after I bested him in one-on-one, I didn't trust him to, turn my back on him while he still had a sword, so I had to take it from him.
It's horrifying, absolutely horrifying. So we've got the Silent Hill, the Silent Hill nurse, yeah. The Silent Hill, run, just run. Found you.
Well, you got me finally. Only everybody here has, found me at this convention, but I like to let it go. It's been about 18 years for most of them since they've found Waldo in the books.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get bored of hiding, and you got to come out and see the world.
Coming out of the proverbial closet, you would say?
I most people would say that, but I have Waldina or whatever her name is. I think it's all right. I've totally come out of the closet. All right. Well, you got me.
Well, I appreciate you letting me do the most obvious joke in the world. Apollo Justice.
Me.
Yes. So, working on any big cases lately?
I can't talk about it. It's a little bit of a secret hush-hush.
Anything? Have you dealt with a Mr. Simon Blackwell recently?
He's been a lot nicer lately, although Phoenix really handles those cases these days.
I see. So, you can't tell us anything about the cases you're working on, not even the littlest bit?
Our head of our actual owners of Phoenix Wright Co., Mr. Capcom, doesn't like us to talk about this stuff.
Oh, interesting. Well, to break the fourth wall a little bit, what is your actual name?
My name is Fabrizio.
Fabrizio. And why did you choose to dress up as Apollo Justice?
My friend really loves Apollo. He loves Phoenix Wright in general, so I let him cosplay as Phoenix Wright. So to surprise him, I made the Apollo Justice outfit to
Very
hang out
nice.
with him.
What kind of games do you usually play?
All kinds of games. I'm a big gamer for that kind of thing. I do love the Phoenix Wright series, though. It's a really great series.
All right. What would you say is your personality type when it comes to playing video games? Like, how does your personality influence the games you play, and like, what kind of personality do you display when playing games?
That's a tough question. I'm not like a lot of people who will get angry and stuff like that. I really enjoy games. I get in touch with the games, like story games the most. Like Phoenix Wright, for example. You know, I really get into those games. So I really feel the characters. I really can understand the story and the design and all the stuff about that.
So immersion's a big deal for you.
Immersion is really nice, but I'm the type of person where if it's got a good story, that's good. Doesn't need good graphics, but it's got good graphics, good mechanics, and it's got a little bit of story. It's a fine game. You know, it's merely how it plays out.
We're talking to someone who isn't in costume. What's your name?
Zach.
Zach. Nice to meet you.
I'm Zach.
Zach?
Zach.
Zach.
No, it's H-U-M, Zach.
Ah, okay. So you are Zach.
Yeah.
Okay. Zach, what kind of games do you play?
Play League of Legends.
Ah. And how would you say your personality type is when you play video games? And how does that influence the games that you play?
Extremely passive.
Really?
Yeah. I play Soraka top.
Okay.
Which everyone is like questioning now, but they're beginning to learn the abilities of her. She can heal herself, can sustain immensely, and essentially shut down anyone. Her abilities are creating an immense zoning area. A lot of people are beginning to go mid with her. They're beginning to learn functionalities of her zoning area, just the fact she can attack everything within her area. I was invited to the closed beta. Been betaing games for about 3.5 years, 4 years. League was my first, and then I got into the new Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Online, and Dota 2 beta.
Very nice. Do you have anything else that you want to say about gaming and stuff that like helps influence the way that you play games, or what drives you to be a gamer?
People take games way too seriously, in my personal opinion, because I've seen people like for example, in League, mid would die first. Well, yeah, that sets us back, but then people would rage, and it would set the entire game back. So people begin to rage, and no one's having fun anymore, and it's just see who could win first.
So you're more about the taking games with a grain of salt. It's something fun to do, but people shouldn't get too highly invested in it.
I'm one of the few, yes.
Red Mage.
Hello there.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 1.
Of course, yes. I knew that. I'm knowledgeable about video games and stuff anyway. All right, so what level are you right now?
I am level 23, preparing to take on First Fortress.
Oh, okay. All right, so have you encountered any random monsters around here?
Around here, no, it's been oddly quiet as far as battles go. Looking to level up a few more levels before the final boss.
I guess you would say this place is kind of like a town, like a hub area.
I would say so. Perhaps I can stock up lots more equipment before.
Fascinating. All right, so what are you equipped with now? What kind of weapons have you been preparing yourself for?
Mostly I've been stocking up on magic spells, going for the white, as well as the black, of course, because I'm red.
All right. Well, what spells do you have at the moment?
Arrow is one of my personal favorites. Damages anyone I'm close to, which is great. And general fire spells are personal favorite. Matches the color pretty well.
Fascinating. I ask that you do not set us on fire. Can you promise that you won't do that?
As long as you don't make me angry.
No. Okay. Now to break the illusion, what's your actual name?
Nate Fowler.
Nate. And how come you wanted to cosplay as the Red Mage?
Well, I appreciate retro games, and I feel like they don't get a lot of attention, and I feel like a lot of people have it like subconsciously back in the back of their heads, so it's nice to bring it out, remind people of the good stuff.
What would you say is your personality type when you play video games, and how does that influence the games that you play?
My personality, huh? Well, I'm generally a pretty excitable person when it comes to games, especially RPGs. So I get into it quite a bit. I like to delve into it, the experience, kind of get into the role, if you will.
And that helps you. And that helps you with cosplay as well.
It does.
What's your name?
Michael.
Michael. And you're a gamer.
Yes.
Okay, those are really rare nowadays.
Yeah, I know. I've been here and I can't find a single one.
Yeah, there's no one here who plays video games. Absolutely no one. No one here likes My Little Pony.
Nope, no one like me.
No anime.
Yeah.
I don't even know why we're at this convention.
I think we're just here to buy stuff.
I don't know about that. All right, in all seriousness, what kind of games do you play?
I play an eclectic bunch, mostly free world ones like Skyrim or Fallout. I enjoy those a lot.
You like sandbox games?
Yeah.
Do you like how would you describe your personality when you play video games?
Chaotic neutral. If it's amusing to me, I go and do it.
All right, well, one thing we do with our web series is we like to look into the personalities of the people who play video games. So how would you say your personality influences the games that you play?
Well, I'm sort of an even level-headed person, so I don't like going like the evil route, unless it's like really fun. But yeah, it's like, why blow that up? If I blow that up, can I come back and have fun with it later? No, I can't.
So we're here with Mr. Edward Elric, and I heard you appeared on a web series. Is that correct? And what can you tell me about the web series that you appeared on? Fascinating. What can you tell me about the costume that you're wearing right now? Charizard.
Jar!
All right, then. All we ask is that you do not set us on fire. Can you promise that?
Jar.
All right. So I heard you traveled a lot with Ash. That was Ash Ketchum, I believe his name was. Is that correct?
Char.
But it appears you haven't worked with Ash in a long time. What is the reason behind that?
Char. 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 Char.
Oh, wow. So it was that bad?
Char.
Well, there must have been a good side to it.
Char.
How do you feel about your inclusion in Smash Brothers Brawl? Did you enjoy that?
Char.
Pokemon trainer, better, worse than Ash Ketchum?
Char.
I would say that is a definitive answer.
Two favorite things in the entire world, orange and dragon.
Awesome. Orange is one of my favorite colors as well. So what would you say is your personality type when you play video games?
I get frustrated real easy. But other than that, I like the simpler games. I'm not real into the real complex games.
You like something fairly straightforward?
Yes.
Okay. And we, the reason we ask is that our web series is about we like to focus on the people and the people who play games. We're always interested in the mindset and the thoughts of gamers while they're playing. So how do you think that your personality influences the games you play?
Without personality, I don't think the games would be very fun. Each game is played a little bit different based on each person. So it's definitely a must if you play games.
What is your costume?
My costume is Mr. L, female versions from the game Super Paper Mario.
Oh, so you're the evil Luigi then?
Pretty much.
All right. So what is your actual name?
My name is Jenny.
Jenny. And what influenced you to cosplay as this?
It was just out of I just thought of doing it when I was away from home, and when I came home, I started making the costume, and then there she is.
Well, what kind of video games do you usually like to play?
I played Mario games, and I also like to play some Legend of Zelda. I'm mostly a Nintendo fan.
All right, what would you say is your personality type when you play video games?
I'm kind of I kind of get frustrated at times or a little angry when things don't get right. Like I tend to scream at the TV, yelling some curse words.
I mean, that's fair. A lot of people do that. But, I mean, how would you say your personality type influences the games that you play?
I don't know. I have no idea. Sometimes I'm calm when I know what to do, but whenever I play hard games, sometimes I get angry.
So we are here at Naka Kon. We've got Ty here. Ty's a bit of a gamer. Ty, we heard this is your first time at the convention?
Yes.
All right. So you say you're a gamer. What kind of gamer would you be? Like, describe your personality when it comes to video games.
I like the games on the PS2 generation, like Jak and Daxter and Kingdom Hearts. It's my favorite game.
So you're a bit of an RPG fan?
Yes.
If you were to describe your personality type, like what kind of personality do you embody when you play video games?
Probably action, sword fighting games. You know, maybe some Mega Man. It's pretty cool.
So you're a bit of a fan of the mainstream style games?
Yeah, I guess.
Are there any unknown games that you might enjoy?
Not that I can think of right now.
What would you say is your favorite video game series?
Kingdom Hearts.
We're here with this man in this white coat here. So you look to be an assassin. Are you here to kill anybody?
I can't really disclose that, but I may be here on business.
You may be here on business.
Maybe.
Maybe. Perhaps.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. Maybe.
I think we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. So, why are you cosplaying as an assassin?
Well, I think the assassins have a honest creed that is honorable and righteous, and I agree with it.
So, we've always been interested in looking into the personalities of gamers and the people who play video games. So, what would you say is your personality when you play video games? What kind of gamer are you?
I'm a righteous gamer. Fight for the good. Fight hard, always. Only kill when necessary. And kick ass.
Well, I believe our director would have me ask you this. Have you been able to beat Dishonored without killing a single person?
To beat what?
The video game Dishonored without killing a single person.
Oh, I think I'd have to say no comment on that one.
Unfortunate. How would you say your personality has influenced the kind of video games that you play?
I think it's made me a better gamer. I think it's really helped get a good perspective of the characters and a good personal connection between them, and made me kick a little more ass.
Fascinating.
Without fault.
Without fault?
Without fault.
Ah, fascinating. Now this is the hive mecca of gaming. This is where it all comes alive. Let us observe some of all these gamers in their natural habitats. Well, that was a completely normal convention. Seriously, it was actually a fairly normal convention. Lots of interesting cosplays, some really cool panels. Can't seem to find the director, though. I wonder where he went. Nah, we'll run into him eventually. So I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely looking forward to doing some normal, regular Gaming Wildlife episodes. So, for the Gaming Wildlife Foundation, a piece of paper. Has words on it. Throughout the entire month of April, all of Gaming Wildlife's episodes will have to do with the gender politics of gaming. No.